Hey guys, it's Misty from the Book Rat, and it is time for my next mailbag. I know it hasn't been very long since we had a haul, and this is maybe a bit excessive, but that was kind of the whole point of switching to a mailbag thing instead of a monthly book haul, because they were getting really long. So I know it's kind of crazy to have practically back-to-back hauls, and so I want you guys to let me know in the comments which you prefer. Would you rather see one monthly haul of everything and it's a slightly longer video, or would you rather have more frequent hauls that are shorter and more manageable? Because I really am on the fence, I don't know. So let me know in the comments, but I'm going to get straight into this one, which is nearly all books. Links to all of these will be in the description, so if any of these pique your interest or you want to know more, you can click down there and check those out. So let's get into it. And the moral of this past week or so is basically that first second comics spoils me. I will start off with those first second things. So you guys have heard me talk about First Second before. They are a graphic novel and comic company, and I love them. And you've also heard me talk about this author before. I got Little Robot by Ben Hatke, which is his latest, and you guys probably know this if you've been around for any length of time, but I love Ben's work so much. Zeta the Space Girl ranks among my absolute favorite graphic novels of all time. I love Zeta because she's just amazing. So this is the next up for Ben, and I cannot wait to dig in. And then we have Fable Comics, which is an anthology of, as you guess, Fable comics from a bunch of amazing people, and it's edited by Chris Duffy. Again, if you've been around for any length of time, you'll know that I am a bit obsessed with fables and fairy tales and folklore, so this perfectly up my alley. And it's a great way to get to know the styles, both artistically and storytelling wise, of a bunch of different people, so that is pretty awesome. And then we have the Stratford Zoo Midnight Review presents Romeo and Juliet by Ian Lendler and Zach Gialongo. This is the second in the Stratford Zoo series. The first was Macbeth. Talked about that before, how I thought it was just a fantastic take on Shakespeare and a really playful way to approach the stories, and just so fun. So I've been looking forward to this one for about a year. So happy to have it in my hands. And I've also been looking forward to this one for about a year, which is The Fall of the House of West by Paul Pope, J.T. Petty, and David Rubin. This is the third in the Battling Boy series, and it's the follow-up to the Aurora West book, which was number 2, and which I loved, I adored, and I was left on an ending that meant I needed this immediately. So it's been a long and mostly impatient wait for this. So excited. And if you didn't hear already, Battling Boy has been optioned for film, and there's a director attached, and the project is moving forward. So if you're the type that likes to read the book before you watch the movie, one more reason to pick up the series, but also because I recommend it. It's awesome. And the last one from First Second, as I said, they spoiled me this last week, is Secret Coders by Jean Luen Yang and Mike Holmes, which looks very adorable. I'm a huge fan of Jean Luen Yang's work, and the style of this is very simple and monochrome and cool, intrigues me, so can't wait to dig into this one as well. And clearly I'm gonna need to have another graphic novel week sooner rather than later, so thumbs up if you want that. Then from Penguin, which you've already seen me talk about this, and in fact you already saw me share an excerpt of this, The Accident Season by Moira Fowley Doyle. This is awesome, you guys. I highly recommend this one. I'll be reviewing it soon, and I will probably just be bursting and glowing across your computer screen with how much I loved this. Definitely a favorite of 2015. Maybe not for everyone. Way up my alley. If you tend to like the stuff that I like, get this. Pre-order this. It comes out the 18th and you want it. It's so good. And it's a debut. It's such a good debut. From St. Martin's, I got Lord of the Wings by Donna Andrews, and I gotta say, I just kind of like glimpsed it. I didn't really read the title. I mean, I read it, but I didn't process it when it came, and now that's cracking me up. Lord of the Wings. But I have to say, I hadn't heard of this when it showed up, and I didn't really think much of it, you know? Mostly because I hadn't heard of it and didn't know anything about it, and I've got a huge stack, clearly, of stuff that I need to read, so I wasn't thinking it was going to make it into my reading anytime soon until I read this little blurb at the top that says that it's from the author of The Good, the Bad, and the Emus. And now that that connected, I'm like, I might have to read this actually. So if you guys have read anything, apparently this is part of the Meg Lanslow mystery series. If you've read anything in the series or by Donna Andrews, let me know in the comments what you think. And the last that actually came in my mail is from Simon & Schuster. Oh, that was a painful squeak. And it is a copy of Old Wolf by Avi. Now, I don't think I've told you guys before about... There were children screaming outside, and it sounded like someone was dying. I'm sorry for that like weird pause where I was just like... Anyway, I don't think I've ever told you guys my True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle story, and how much I thought I was going to hate that book when I was about 10, and how much I absolutely fell in love with that book when I was about 10, and fell in love with Avi as a result. So, very excited to see this show up. I really don't know too much about it other than it's about a wolf and I think a video game? Something? I don't know. It sounded a little different. And I'm not sure when it comes out. Let me see if it says... Oh, this is out now. It came out August 4th. So if you're a fan of Avi, or middle grade, it's a very trim one, you can pick this up now. Technically, that was the end of the actual mailbag, because that was all that came in the mail. Book-wise, that was all that came in the mail, but we'll get into that. But I did buy a few things as well, so I'm going to get into those. So I went to the dollar store, and it was one across town that I don't go to as often, and so there were books in their selection that I hadn't already gotten. So I picked up The Madness Underneath by Maureen Johnson. This is the second in the Shades of London, or yeah, Shades of London series, so I haven't read the first, but I bought the second. I mean, it was $1. What else was I gonna do? I also grabbed Invisibility by Andrea Kramer and David Levithan, because it's Andrea Kramer and David Levithan, and Ape House by Sarah Gruen, which says it's $5.97, but nope, it was $1. I saw this spine and knew immediately that it was Sarah Gruen and that it probably was a follow-up or at least tangentially related to Water for Elephants, which I loved. So yeah, for $1 I definitely wasn't going to pass that up. While at the dollar store, I may have gone a little overboard on some washi tape. This isn't all of them. I did buy more. Yes, I know that's excessive. But while we're on that topic, backing up to things that came in my mail, I discovered washi tape on eBay for very cheap, and this isn't even close to all of it, but I only spent like $3 and got probably 30 things of washi tape, and sheets of washi tape, and this little guy with post-it flags. And I also grabbed myself some super cheap heart stickers for the calendar method, and if you don't know what the calendar method is, it's basically an accountability tool for when you're trying to do something like writing, or reading a certain amount each day, or doing certain chores or projects or whatever, and you give yourself stickers like you're in preschool, and you know what, I'm fine with that. So yeah, basically a little eBay spree that cost me less than $5. That's a win. Lastly, if I haven't driven you off entirely, I also went to the library, where I haven't checked anything out in ages and ages and ages, because as you can probably see behind me, I have no reason to. But this actually was a reason. I got a ton of watercolor books from the library for my other pet obsession. So basically it's been a very book-filled and craft-filled and deal-filled week and a half. So that was all for this mailbag. As I said, let me know in the comments if you would prefer one monthly video that's long but has everything, or if shorter but more frequent videos is more your style. I mean, with all this nonsense, it probably wasn't even that short. Also, let me know what you think of the books and things that I got, and whether you've read them or want to read any of them, or where you go for good washi tape deals. Not that I need any more. And as I mentioned, links to all of the books can be found in the description, so if you're curious about any of them, check that out there. But that is all for now. As always, thanks for watching, and happy reading! It's been a very book-filled and craft-filled and deal-filled... Basically, it's been a very book-filled...